Today, our champion, Dick O'Connell of Abington, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Don Santiago of East Falmouth, Massachusetts, on Candlepin bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Candlepin bowling. I'm sure glad you could join us here at the fairway in Natick, Massachusetts, for 3 strings of Candlepin bowling, total pinfall determining our winner. Now, each of our bowlers will take home a permanent souvenir from the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. One as the winner and the other to indicate that he was good enough to win a roll-off and be a participant in our program. Now, in addition to that, we have guaranteed prize money of $1,200. $700 goes to the winner, $350 goes to the runner-up. There's $50 available to the winner of each string. Other opportunities for our bowlers to make money. Most of you are familiar with them. I'll remind you as the program goes along. Now, in addition to the money, I have certificates here. A $50 gift certificate comes from True Value Hardware Stores and Home Centers. That will go to our marksman of the day, the bowler with the most marks. Our runner-up will receive a $50 gift certificate from Super 7 Tire Dealers. And we have $50 gift certificates, 4 of them, from Eastern Clothing Company of Watertown. $50 to the winner of each string, a $50 gift certificate, I should say, and to the runner-up. Okay, enough of that. Let's meet today's bowlers, shall we? Here's a guy from my hometown of Falmouth, Massachusetts, Don Santiago, and he has run into a couple of buzzsaws. We thought we'd give you an easy one this time. The guy who has walked away with our championship for the last couple of years. You ran into what? What did Danny Murphy throw at you? At a 456, and Tom Ost a 443. I mean, that's cruelty almost to come up and then to come up and have to face Dick O'Connell. You've been bowling pretty good lately, Don?
Yeah, real well.
Good. Okay. Let's hope that you're hot today, then, all right? And you son of a gun, well, you could buy a big one last week because it was very important to you, as you well know. You never know with Rosario, right?
No, I know. He's a real tough.
And, and that was the big one, just to get back here so that you can roll your big one and make sure that you're in the top seat, huh?
I had a shot at it last week.
I know you did.
I missed by a few.
Well, you're always rolling good. I can't say anything. Good luck to you, and good luck to you, Donald. And we'll get underway right after this.
Candlepin Bowling is sponsored in part by True Value Hardware.
Santiago of East Falmouth. 1, 3, and 9, and Wood in front of the 9. Right now, Donald's league average is 117. Not much you can say. He just missed it. And it was there as he makes the 10. He's representing Ryan's Family Amusement Center in Falmouth. He had a 650 in winning his roll-off. Donald's high single, 200. So close to a strike. The 6-pin. His high triple, 473. So Donald Santiago just missed a spare in the first and has one in the second. Now Dick O'Connell. In the last couple of years, an absolutely dominant Candlepin bowler. Winner of our big championship show, the $10,000 first prize the last couple of years. Right now, his league average is 126. A 10 box. His high single, 197, and his high triple is one that he bowled right here on our show, a 468. 4 horsemen right side, that's what he has left. He had a 634 winning his roll-off. Our high-low jackpot today, the 1-7-10, which will be contested at the end of our competition. Nice shot to make the spare. Is worth $275. Our home viewer jackpot is up to $650. Challenger Don Santiago now about to work on that spare that he rolled in the second. He gets 8, and he's left with a 4-7. One piece of wood sort of across on an angle about where the 2-pin would be. And it turned out to be a roadblock. It diverted the ball into the gutter, missing the 4 and the 7. Throw it to 10. That's our game, isn't it? Huh? That's what makes it so tough. When you can hit the head pin like that and take 2 pins. Now he's chopping wood on the left side. Still has 6 pins standing. He'll go for the group of 4 on the right. And he got them all. Nice shot. Dick O'Connell also working on a spare, and here is his bonus, and he came down the middle. Just 3. Now he is left with 6 pins standing, and he'll go for the 4 on the right. It's an 8 box. Again, too full on the head pin. And there are still 4 pins standing, side by side, 2 and 3, also 6 and 9. It's an 8. So the score at the end of 4, as we take our first check on that scoreboard, has Don Santiago of East Falmouth leading Dick O'Connell, our defending champion from Abington, 48-39.
Now, when you buy your Dunlop passenger car tires from a Super 7 dealer, you receive free road hazard coverage, free flat repairs, free rotation every 7,000 miles, free rebalancing every 7,000 miles, free replacement up to 50% tread wear, free safety checks, honored at all Super 7 locations. For details, find your local Super 7 dealer by calling 1-800-THE-TIRE.
It'll be a grand opening for Dad when you use the Father's Day gift ideas circular from True Value Hardware Stores.
Santiago. In 4 boxes so far, he has knocked down all the pins 3 times with 10s and once with a spare 8. Half Worcester left side, punching out 2 and 8. Still a little too full as he came in on the head pin that time, and there are 5 pins still standing. He's got 3, 6, 10 over on the right, so it's a 7 box. And he comes back after the 7 box with a strike. Dick O'Connell making his 19th appearance on our program. That is in addition to his 2 appearances in our championship. Both of which, of course, he won. An 8. Four and 10, tough split. Great try, but it didn't quite work. Don Santiago, today's challenger. He's working on a strike. And came close to getting another. 3 strikes in a row. An additional bonus of $1,000. He has 2 marks in a row. 3 marks in a row will establish a bonus of $50. That's any combination of strikes or spares. Eight is the fill, and he is left with the same spare leave that Dick O'Connell had, that is with a 4-7, but I mean 4-10 rather, but he had wood, which made it possible, and he picks up $50 in bonus money. Triangle made up of the 2, 5, 8. Rather unusual, but it worked. That ball sort of stayed there and said, hey, my job is to knock down this pin. I got to stay here. He gets a 6. That's with the 4, then on the left with a couple of pieces of wood around it, and on the right the 6, the 3, and the 6 and 10. Our challenger has 3 marks in a row. That establishes a bonus of $50. Now each consecutive mark is worth $50 apiece. He's going to have to work on it because he just got a spread eagle. There are still 4 pins, the 3 on the right plus the 2 pin. It's a 7 box. 114 with a box to go. As I told you, his league average is 117. The spare leave is a triangle made up of the 6, 9, and 10. Did not get it. As we've often said, those little triangles look easy, but it seems as if they are missed more times than they are made. It's a 10. A 124. all but the 10. Give you an idea of how hot Dick O'Connell has been in the last couple of years. Let's first of all throw out his first 3 appearances. One was in 1975 when he lost to Max Valentin. He made it. He didn't come back again until 1980. He lost to Paul Berger. These are all tough bowlers, as you well know. In 1984, he came on and lost to Tim Lipke. Okay, we'll throw those 3 out and start with 87. That's 15 appearances outside of the 2 championships he won. Out of those 15 appearances, he has rolled 400 9 times. 400 or better. And has won all but 2 of them. A record of 13-2 with 9 400s. And so our challenger, Don Santiago, is the winner of the first string and receives $50. And in addition to that, receives a $50 gift certificate for men's clothing from Eastern Clothing Company of Watertown. The score at the end of 1. Santiago 124, O'Connell 109.
Dedicated people have given our families unsurpassed health care for generations. But now, promises of state and federal funding have been broken. Shortages of doctors and nurses continue. Many hospitals, community clinics, home care programs, and nursing homes are fighting to survive.
O'Connell. Four horsemen left side. We have seen him make it on the right side. That was on lane 3 here at the fairway. Now he's on lane 2. Beautiful. Boy, that's a classic spear made with the Four Horsemen. We've seen it right side and now left side. All right. Looks like he's going to have to do it again. He has Four Horsemen left side, so the fill was 6. He made it differently that time, but it went as the wood came off the sidewall and took down the 4-7. So he's off to a fine start. Our challenger, Don Santiago from East Falmouth. Two-pin did not go, so he's left with 2 and 10. Wood in back of the 2. He uses it and makes the spare. How about it, huh? Nothing but marks. Al Giglio is keeping score on that big scoreboard, and Keith Williams is keeping score for the folks here who are watching on the big board. Now, each of them has 2 marks in a row. This is the one that establishes the $50 bonus. And Dick O'Connell has dropped everything except the kingpin, the 5. Yes, all over it. So $50 in bonus money for our defending champion. Last week he picked up $450 in bonus money when he was defeating Rosario Lechiara, rolling a 425. Once again, he has a 9-pin drop. He has the 10-pin to pick up. And he has wood in front of it. Yep. Now, every mark is important because each of them is worth $50. Let's see now whether Don Santiago can get that all-important third one. Well, if he's going to get it, he's going to have to make 4 horsemen right side. 6 was the fill. And run them down. It's the 1, 3, 6, 10, and he did not get it. It's a 10 box. Our crew today, Dick Erickson, Joe Sukar, Roger Rice, and Skip Peabody. Donald Santiago is left with a spare leave. Ralph Stewart, there he is. Oh, beautiful. Look at those socks and shoes. Wonderful. What taste. And Donald Santiago makes the spare. And once again, we pause after 4 boxes, which we do in the first and second. Each bowler with a bonus ball still to be thrown. The score right now, O'Connell 54, Santiago 48.
The coast of Maine is a special place. The kind of place that dreams and legends are made of. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own oceanfront property in Maine, now is the time to act. For a limited time, Patton Auction and Land is offering a select number of magnificent oceanfront properties for far less than you'd expect to pay. You can choose from beautiful secluded inlet properties at Holloway Point for as little as $47.9, or dramatic oceanfront estates at Jasper Head for as little as $194.9. Each far from the crowds, unique, inspiring, and valuable. To further enhance this offer, excellent financing is available on all of these exceptional properties. For more information, please call 1-800-847-7000. But you must act now. This may be your last opportunity to own Maine oceanfront of this kind at these prices. Call now.
Although we hear about it almost every night, it always seems to happen to somebody else, someplace else, but you never know when it's going to hit. Close to home. Witness the awesome power of nature as the Infinite Voyage explores Living with Disaster, part of Digital Equipment Corporation's Discovery Series. Experience Living with Disaster.
Wednesday night at 9 on Channel 5.
Our defending champion, Dick O'Connell, on the line. He's in the middle of a hot streak with 4 consecutive marks. He has wood, which will probably help a little bit here. It's the 1-7-10, and 3 pieces of wood in a triangle right around the number 1. He's looked it over, determined where he wants to hit, and he did it! $150 in bonus money. Oh, is he hot right now? Another 9-pin drop. And the kingpin to pick up. Yes, sir, all over it. $200 in bonus money. 6 consecutive marks to begin the middle string. Donald Santiago, he's working on a spare. And he gets an 8-pin drop. But the split is 7-10. However, there is wood. 4 pieces of wood. They are all pretty much in a parallel configuration. to the 7 and 10. He utilized part of it, got the 10, but there wasn't enough to bump a piece over to get the 7. A 10. He leads by 1 pin at the halfway point. Two, 4, and 10 with Wood in back of the 2 and 4 in what should be about the best spot. And he made it. So spare in the 6th. He leads the match by 1 pin. Now we'll see what happens here. All right, Dick O'Connell gets 6. One, 2, 7, 10. Can he keep it going? Can he? He did! It's 7 in a row. You start wondering. I can tell you very quickly, all of you who are regular viewers know he's got the same spare leave in reverse. Now he has 1, 3, 7, 10. Only Rosario Lechiara, 10 consecutive marks, and Ed Zernike, excuse me, with 11 consecutive marks. All right, he's open after 7. Rosario Lechiara had 10 in a row, and Ed Zernike had 10 in a row, and then with his bonus had another mark, so he had 11 in a row. Don Santiago working on a spare, and he gets 5. Leaving the 2, 4, 7 on the left, the 6, 10 on the right, and a piece of wood across the 6 and 10. Going after the ones on the left, he tried to split the 2, 4, kicking the 2 over, but it didn't work. He got the 2 only. And the lob has just cost him 4 pins, so it's a 6 box. Very close to coming back with a mark. He's got a side saddle triangle made up of the 3, 5, and 9, but he has wood to help. And it goes. So spare in the 8th. Donald Santiago at 107, plus what he gets on the next ball. Spread eagle for Dick O'Connell. Got a couple of them. It's a 9 box. 139. Tough split. No wood to help, and he has 5 and 6 side by side, plus the 10. Now he's got a piece of wood that's coming into play. Just a question of where it's going to stop. Right now, it's about where number 1 would be and rolling back and forth. On an angle, pointing toward the 610. Right now at 139 going into the 10th box, and 7 pins down, trying to make a spare out of this. As I described it for you, it's the 5 and 6 side by side plus the 10 and a piece of wood on an angle where number 1 would be. Nope. It's an 8 box. A fine 147. Very thin hit for Don Santiago. 5 pins, that's the fill on the spare, puts him at 112. He's got the 7 alone, and then over on the right-hand side, it's 3, 5, 6, and 10. Six and 7 still up, and 4 pieces of wood. 10. 122. Half Worcester left side. Punching out 2 and 8. Eight. 130. So just 2 pins separating our bowlers now at the end of 2 strings. And Dick O'Connell has taken the lead by a couple of pins, 256 to 254. Pins separating our bowlers. There is our challenger who trails by those 2, Don Santiago of East Falmouth. 4 horsemen left side, and in the background, the 9 pin. Everything went except number 1. As you know, by winning the middle string, Dick O'Connell picked up another $50 in bonus money and also a $50 gift certificate for men's clothing from Eastern Clothing Company of Watertown. The 5 tumbled into the 4, and the 4 went down, but the 7 is still there. For a spare? Yes. So Donald Santiago has 10 and spare to begin the 3rd. Now Dick O'Connell, our defending champion. He rolled a fine 147 middle string. Once again, as he has done several times in the last, say 11, 12 boxes, he has left only the 5 pin. And as in every previous time, he was all over it to make the spare. Little tiny bit too full on the head pin. He winds up with a 7 fill. But he's got the 3 and 6 on the right and the 4 on the left and no wood to help. So let's see what he can do with that 3 pin going over for the 4. Great try. But obviously, my just saying great try, for those of you who are not sighted and who listen for the description, you know that he got the 3-6 but did not get the 4. However, did kick that 3 over. Now let's see what our challenger, Don Santiago, can do with his spare in the second. Once again, he has a half Worcester left side, which has been a bit of a nemesis for him. And came back and made the spare, so 2 in a row. The fill is only 2, but he has a couple of spares back to back. Amazing. Just amazing. Once again, punched out 2 and 8. Now right down the empty slot. Pretty good out. He winds up with an 8. Now our defending champion.
Get him! Back! Back! Come on, push! Ready!
Our True Value Championship show, which will be the conclusion of this season, as always, when we have $20,000 in prize money, $10,000 first prize, which this man who just made that spare, Dick O'Connell, has won the last 2 consecutive years. Tom Ulster with a 444 is top seed at the moment. Steve Reno, who did so well in the state championships, 437, is second. Det Klein, 433. A strike! Jim Kelly, 432. Jeff Atkins, 426, make up our top 5, and the alternate right now is Dick O'Connell with his 425. Donald Santiago. And our challenger has a single pin, the 6, to pick up for a spare. He had wood in front of it, the wood went, and the 6 pin is still there. It's a 10 box. He got a break. He had one of those impossible leaves, or virtually impossible, with the 5 and 6 side by side, and behind that, the 9 and 10. But a couple of them have tumbled. The 5 and 9, so he's left with 6-10. And he made the spare. Dick O'Connell has been perfect so far as knocking down all the pins. He has spare, 10, spare, strike. And he's working on that strike right now with 2 bonus balls. He has 2 strikes in a row, and the excitement mounts with the possibility of 3 strikes in a row. Now he holds in his hand the possibility of $1,000 extra to do again what he did in the last 2 boxes. It may go. The last pin tumbled behind rather than toward the number 1. But he knows himself that he should have hit the number 1. However, he almost stole it with a back door. And all over it for another mark. So 4 more marks. Don Santiago has 4-7, 6-10. That takes care of the 4-7. It's a 9 box. So close to a strike, he left 1, the 4-pin. He has a spare. Spare in the 8th. Dick O'Connell, with the bonus ball still to be thrown, leads in the match by 46 pins with 4 boxes remaining. He adds 8 more. Right now, he's at 380 plus what he gets. So he's well on his way to not only another 400, but moving up, perhaps 6 more. 386 at the moment. And of course, he has 6 more down in this box. So he's at 392. Trying to move past Jeff Atkins, 426. Made the 10. $396 right now. 396 with 2 boxes to go. Don Santiago, today's challenger. Makes a spare in the 9th. Six more. Nine. $120 is what he finished with, so he rolled better than his average in every string. Dick O'Connell. He's up. You know, of course, that he must mark. Now it brings it down to the last box. If he is to get a 426, which would tie Jeff Atkins. Nine more. He's now at 405. All right, here it is. 1 and 2 and 10. No! So the best he can do right now is 415. It'll be 414. Another $50 and another $50 gift certificate for men's clothing from Eastern Clothing Company of Watertown goes to our defending champion for winning the third string. And, of course, another $100 for going over 400 again, which becomes pretty much of a habit when you come right down to it for Dick O'Connell. And the final score is Dick O'Connell 414 and Don Santiago 374. Guesses as to what the total pinfall would be, both bowlers combined, on a day that they hope I'm going to draw their card. And today the total is 788. As you know, we allow 10 either side. And if I pick out one that's anywhere within those 20-pin range, that person will win $650. But even if it's nowhere near that, just by having the card drawn, that person will be rewarded with these prizes.
Rand McNally's Road Atlas and Vacation Guide combines its completely updated 1989 Road Atlas, United States, Canada, Mexico, with a collection of vacation planning information. And from American Tool Company's Vise Grip 6-inch long nose blocking pliers with wire cutter. They're built tough, made in the USA, and priced right. And Stetson Cologne, that great masculine scent that's comfortable and easy for a man to wear, hard for a woman to resist. Stetson fits.
One quick reminder, these cards, and if you want to send them in, taking your guess as what the total pinfall would be, both bowlers combined, send it along, please, to Candlepin Bowling, WCVB TV, 5 TV Place, Needham, Massachusetts, zip code number 02192. Okay, for $650, anywhere from $778 to $798. Let's see. This one is Ed Hoyle of Wickford, Rhode Island. His guess is $720. Oh, okay, so next week it's going to be worth $700. Dick, you get another try at the high-low jackpot. It's up to $275.
All right, you can bring it home, mister. Hurry.
All right, Donald, you get a shot at it. So close. Okay, Donald, come on over here. That kind of a day, huh? Hey, listen, we're not treating you right at all. We gave you Danny Murphy with a 456, Tom Olster with a 443, and we throw this guy at you, and he throws another 400 at you. Well, you're going to come back and see us again, though, and you'll win the next time, I'm sure. You get a smaller trophy from the Ace Trophy Company. You get a $50 gift certificate from Super 7 Tire Dealers. You get 2 gift certificates from Eastern Clothing Company, $50 for men's clothing, and that, of course, is for winning the string and also for being the runner-up. And you come back and see us soon, will you? Maybe I'll see you around town, too, all right?
Yep.
Okay. Dick, you son of a gun. In the last 16 times you've been on our show, you son of a gun, you have rolled a 400 again. And you pick up all the marbles today, including, of course, $700 plus $600 in bonus money. And John Zernicke will be your challenger next week.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, Don Gillis for the whole crew. Bye-bye, everybody.